Bow your head down, Jen.
Okay.
This week's guest is an entrepreneur. She's the queen of whatnot, maybe the godmother mother of whatnot. Which one do you prefer, Jen? I have Jen's multiverse here. Sorry, Jen. I'm like dramatic this week because I'm fighting a cold. So like I don't really know how to act because I can't. I'm like I have no energy, but I have to. I skipped an episode last week and I have to do the episode this week, so I can't skip
Woohoo!
two in a row. I can't do a woohoo for nothing. But Jen, this is Jen's multiverse. She's
Yay! It's
the queen of
me. I'll
the
be your
queen of
energy
whatnot.
today, Dan.
I need some energy.
I'll pass it to you.
That's the I had a whatnot show I was supposed to do. I was gonna do a show on Sunday. I put off these shows constantly because I never feel like doing them. I don't know how people like so people who don't know you specifically sell on whatnot. That's all you sell. I mean, you resell, right? You don't do any
Yeah.
eBay anymore, right? I know you dabbled a little bit before, but I'm pretty sure you're all in on whatnot, right?
Yeah. Which I'm trying to not be just for, just for comfort and
What,
you
not just be
shouldn't
on
put all
whatnot?
your eggs in one basket.
So what else are you thinking about doing?
Well,
Or
I'm going to start listing on Poshmark again.
oh, okay.
Poshmark is where I started, like really
Mhm.
I mean, I've sold on eBay forever, but it was like the hobby of
Right.
selling my trading cards and stuff. But where I started reselling was Poshmark. So I'm like, I've never had any complaints about Poshmark
Oh no.
or intense or anything like that. I've never felt mistreated or scammed or whatever. And so I think I want to start listing because a lot of the items that I get would be perfect on Poshmark. And then that gives me the opening to also do live shows over there.
I was
So
curious. Okay, I was curious about that. I like Poshmark. Like it's not
yeah.
when you cause so the big thing that deterred me from the beginning was, oh, the fees are 20%. But after I promote on eBay, and then so like roughly but if you don't promote on eBay, your fees are like roughly 15%, maybe, right? Like I mean,
Yeah.
and then I promote it 5%, so like it's 20% right there.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I just was like, and then Poshmark it's done. It tells you how much you're gonna get. You
Yeah.
get your money, and it's just done. I
I think that's like the good with Poshmark because it's you ship it, they get it, you get your money, okay. There's not really any big headaches, but the downside is it's probably one of the slower platforms to where
yes,
you get paid.
yeah.
But I mean, as long as you're doing things right, that shouldn't be a big deal. But if yeah. So I think it's good because whatnot, I can get my instant fast return on investment, and then Poshmark ideally get a little bit higher return on investment, but a little bit
Mm.
more slowly.
Okay. Yeah. I get okay. So that was well, but so to your going back a little bit though. So like if you're not feeling like doing a show like on a whatnot, like what do? You just have to like suck it up. Like I don't get
Yeah,
it.
it's hard. That's the hardest
Oh,
part with because I fell in love with reselling and made it my full-time job based on it's a job that you can do all by yourself. You don't need to
yeah.
talk to anybody, you don't need to socialize. You never have to really step out of your house. If you could find places to source online, even when you source, you go to places where your head's down, you can put your headphones on. It's
Mm,
kind of a very hermit lifestyle type of career. And so the part of doing live selling, that's not like what I fell into love with reselling for, but I do enjoy it. It's just you can't be on all the time. And as many shows as somebody needs to do on whatnot to sell and make as much money as they would need to make, it's very mentally exhausting,
I get
which
exhausted
is
thinking about it.
why I'm at the point where I'm trying to dabble back into some of my old roots because I can stick to Fridays and Sundays. Fridays and Sundays, I do a show, I suck it up, I wake up, I'm grouchy, I'm moody, I slap myself around a little bit, and I'm like, you got to get it together, pull it together for a few hours. This is
Phew.
work. You got to do it. Once I
This
get
last
into
Sunday
it,
you
it's
were on for
fine.
like ever. This last
Yeah.
Sunday you're on like the whole day, right? I heard you
Sunday.
say,
So Sunday, I call Sunday my paycheck day. Like that's payday for me, Sunday. It's any other shows that I do throughout the week. It's just, I make money and stuff, of course, but Sunday is like, okay, I need to work because I need to get paid for the week. And so I split it though. I used to go on Sunday mornings and I would stay on like 8 a.m. to 3, 4, 5 p.m.
Mhm.
Now I split it to where I do one show from 8 to about noon, sometimes 8 to 11. And then I go on again at 5 p.m. and I'm on from 5 p.m. to about 8. That split has been pretty nice because I have time to like break and readjust for the second part of the show. But then it's kind of like, well, then that's just my entire Sunday because then after that, I'm done. I'm depleted. I don't want to do anything but veg out on the couch and then like go to bed right after.
Then how long does it take you to do all that shipping on Monday? Because I heard you say, "Oh, I'll get it all shipped out tomorrow." So you spend your whole day Monday.
Yeah, so I actually have somebody that comes and helps me ship every Monday.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, so
I think I have heard you
I
say that
pay
before.
her. She comes over every Monday. She comes at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, right? So 10 a.m., not even like early. That gives me time to get up, prep. I organize like my items for what shows they are. I make sure I have everything else I need. I kind of get the shipping room
So-
situated. And then when she gets here, most of the time we're done shipping anywhere from 2 to 5. We've gotten a lot faster since first started. And it's about like, I mean, I'll sell anywhere from 80 to 100
Oh
orders,
my
but they're big orders, you know. So so
god.
yeah, then we're done. We're done and I'm ready to go. I'm cleaned up. I'm ready to do another show.
So then you spend your week sourcing, right?
Yeah.
So you source
Yeah.
weekly, like
I
you're not.
do.
Oh wow.
I source one of my biggest sourcing days is Saturday. Saturday I usually don't do any shows. That's like Saturday morning I get up, it's garage sales, estate sales, whatever early in the morning Saturday that's going on, rummage sales, things like that. And then I'll do a little bit of sourcing before about noon, and then I'm getting ready for my show Sunday. So I do
Oh, okay.
spend a good portion of Saturday sourcing, and then I get ready for my show Saturday, the rest of the day. Then I do my show Sunday, my big shows, right, all day basically. Monday I ship all day, and then it's like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 2 of those days I use to source like crazy, and one of those days I try to fit in an extra show. And then I have a show Friday, and then back to the cycle. That's the end of the
Oh,
cycle.
alright. Yeah, I was curious because I haven't. I guess I really haven't talked to you in a while because I, I
Yeah,
I
it's been a
go
minute.
I
Like
go
a
in
real
and out.
conversation. It's been a minute.
Yeah, in and out of whatnot all the time. Like I just kind of get in there and then I'm like, and then I'll leave and then come back. So then I watch. Jen has like the funnest, like I don't know if it's, is that a mystery game? It's a white elephant game that you play.
Yeah.
And I'm like not a huge mystery, I like not a big mystery game player or whatever. But Jen's game literally, I don't know how you make money at that because it looks like everyone like really nice items. So then I was curious if you actually like still thrifted and stuff because everything is like new tags, brand new stuff, nice stuff. So I was curious. I haven't, like, once in a while see you do like a t-shirt show or something. But
Yeah, so I do a lot of retail arbitrage nowadays. I do a lot of it.
okay.
That's like that's a big portion for Sunday. Well, the sourcing that I do is for all the other miscellaneous shows throughout the week, but believe it or not, I find a lot of new with tag bags and other items at thrift stores, at garage sales, at estate sales. So that's the key for why I'm able to do the shows that I do and have the quality product that I have selling for the amount that it sells for, and I'm still profiting very well because it's the sourcing. I think that's a big
Yeah.
difference. A lot of people that do the mystery games like I do it, they literally just buy their stuff retail arbitrage, and they're maybe not the savviest of shoppers. I have
Retail
very
arbitrage is
strict
hard.
budgets. I have very strict price points. Most of the time, it's not even if it's at a reduced store, like Marshalls, right? So
Mm.
Marshalls, a lot of their stuff is already discounted. That's still too high for me. It has to be on sale, and it has to be on a reduced sale that's within my price point. So I'm very strict, but that just means that I shop all the time. In order to find enough items that I need, I'm just shopping
Yeah.
all the time.
Dang. But you like it, right? You like it? You like shopping
I
all the
I
time?
do, but I'm starting to get a little bit burned out. I've been going hard like that for about a year,
Mm.
like real hard to where, and I'm the shopping part starting to be more of work than it is of fun.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I that's why I'm like, I can keep you can sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I can keep doing it for a while because the reward is rewarding. Like I've never done so as I've done. My numbers are higher than they've ever been. My energy is higher than it's ever been. My creativity, my
yeah.
mindset is like the best that it's ever been. So I mean, those are all like rewards, but I've also worked harder than I've ever worked before.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oof. So when are you going to actually? Have you listed on Poshmark yet?
I haven't yet. I haven't. And that's because
Okay.
I find good clothes. I find really good
Yeah.
clothes for, on the dollar, new with tag clothing, brand name clothing. And so I'm gonna start. So the person that comes and helps me on Monday to ship, I'm gonna actually get a second day situated so that she can actually photograph and do
Oh,
the listings
nice.
for Poshmark.
Hey, Jen's got an employee. I didn't know that. A
Yeah,
helper. Is it an employee or
I
helper?
do, I do.
Wow.
It's very minimal hours. I can only
Uh,
afford, so much.
it's a
It's kind of
start.
like I can. Yeah, it's not daily, it's guaranteed Monday, and then she's very flexible with, like, if you need another day, just let me know, so it's and she's gotten very good at what she's doing, so it's nice
That is
because
nice.
yeah, there's no like I said, when she first started, we were doing my shows, we were shipping until about 8 or 9 p.m. on Monday, and some of the stuff wouldn't go out until Tuesday. And
Oh,
now we're done at 2, 3, 4 p.m. So I'm like, okay, I'm making the more and more money. I'm getting done quicker. I can afford to pay you now more hours to now do more work, So
yeah.
ideally, yeah, my employee will be doing the photographs and the measurements and listing with a device on Poshmark while I'm prepping for shows and whatnot.
Man. Ray, the National Flippers, is probably so proud of you because he came on here a few episodes ago now. I don't even know. And just laid it into me that I need to get my stuff together and I need to have employees. Did he yell at you to do it too? Is that why you have an
He
employee?
did not. He actually shouted me out that everybody go watch his videos with him and I in there, and that it's yeah, he actually gave me a lot of compliments just
Which
recently. So
video?
a little bit opposite of what he did with you, Dan.
Yeah, I enjoyed the talk with him, but then I'm a total jerk. I was just watching his latest episode with a couple Frizzy Finds. I've never heard of them. I've never met them. I don't know them. I'm watching their video, and then like they Ray's asking them to like tell him about what they do, and he's telling them he's like, "Oh, that's impressive. That's so impressive." And I'm like, Ray, why aren't you yelling at them? Because they just named off everything that I do by myself, and it's a lot of work. And then he's just
Yeah.
then I wasn't expecting them to be answering the comments because I'm totally joking. And they're like, "Thanks, Dan." I'm like, they probably think I'm such a jerk, but I was just joking. So,
No, no. I All it takes is for them to like just look at one of your
uh,
videos or something, and they'll know, like, oh, okay, he's just
oh,
being silly.
I'm glad you said video. So, like, I put a thing out for this week. I was tempted. We had a conflict of scheduling for last week, and then I've towed the line every week about not like I would like to do record 2 episodes in a week so I have in case something falls through that I have another episode to do, and I've been towing the line on doing that. So then my big plan was I was thinking about doing an episode by myself, and then as it got to it, I'm like, I'm not doing that. But during the week I had recorded a video, and then so I posted on Monday that there wasn't gonna be an episode this week, but I'll have a video out this week. And I
Nice.
by Sunday I had a whatnot show and I was hanging out on whatnot watching all these shows and I mean watching your show, Jen. I was watching Paul's show. Everyone had such good items. I was just like, I can't sell my stuff today. No one's gonna buy my stuff. I know they're not gonna buy it. So then I got so deterred that I'm like, I'm not doing a show. And then I felt bad because I had bookmarks. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I just went in and did a community show, and I just did some giveaways. Um, and said I was gonna have a show later in the week, and then I got sick. And then I'm like, I'm not
Oh,
editing. I'm
no.
not editing a video. I'm not gonna edit. There's no chance. So this. I'm a liar. I'm such a lie. I'm like the worst, Jen. I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
But
I,
it's accidental lies, so there's a difference.
I have, and then all done all this week because when we were gonna talk last week. I wanted to talk to you about. I've been nervous about. It's so much. It's the same thing with YouTube. Like
Yeah,
it's so easier when you take a break and just you're away. You're
yeah.
away. You're away. So then it's like the same thing with whatnot. Whenever I come back and I do a show, it's instantly, where have you been? I haven't seen you. Which is all valid questions. Why haven't you done a show? And then my shows don't go very well because I haven't done shows. I'm not consistent. And then I'm like, I don't know. I wanted to talk to you about like how does someone who just takes breaks all the time make a comeback in doing a show? Like if
I
you're
don't
not.
I don't think anybody does. I don't think anybody has success at doing that. You know what's funny is that sometime last week, Sunny rated me on Whatnot, and I was
Mhm.
like, Sunny like Sunny, where the heck were you from? I'm like, everybody, stop right now, go follow Sunny. He's like, no, don't follow me. This was my last show. And I'm like, wait, last show, Sunny? He goes, yeah, I've started doing shows like for the past couple weeks, and nobody loves me here. And I was like, okay, Sunny, you can't just like come in and then try a show and then leave for a while and then come back and try a show and leave for a while. And it's not like that's not how Whatnot works at all.
Ah,
Whatnot, they need repetition, they need consistency, they need like to be able to count on seeing your face on Sunday mornings, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. They're playing White Elephant with
that is
Jen's
not my
Multiverse.
thing,
Like
though. That's really not my thing.
that's like, yeah, it hasn't really ever been, Dan, like you and I've always felt like out of anybody I've met, on YouTube, Instagram, social media that resells, I've always felt that you and I have been on the most
Yeah,
similar styles of selling, similar styles of lifestyle, and I've always been very inconsistent. And the moment I've got consistent, things got so much better. And it's a matter of like, stop the excuses and just do it, and you don't let any, it's a discipline, it's a level of discipline that I've never really been good at, and that has been the total game changer. It really, I mean, and it's such an easy answer. It's like, how do you do well, be consistent? Do your show the same day, the same time, every single week. Let people know they're going to find you there every single time. This is what you're going to be selling. This is how you're going to be selling it. This is what you're going to be doing.
which I'd be
and
selling.
uh and it's like a TV program, like I know you can relate to in the morning cartoons or something. You knew like what time your favorite cartoon show came on. After school, you knew you had to get home at this time because your favorite show came on.
Sally
It's the
Jesse
same thing,
Raphael.
right? Like, and it's a safe space because our lives are so unpredictable. Like everybody's lives, our personal lives, we don't know what's going to happen, but the thing that we can count on is Dan and Demand is going to be live Monday morning at 6 a.m. selling sports cards. That's like, it's like finding, people like to find those little bits of things that they can depend on in their life and that they can count on to be there when they expect it to be there. And it's like a whole psychology that I don't even think we realize it, but we search for that dependability because everything else is just like up in the air. So
I have been
it matters a lot. The consistency part matters a lot.
I have been consistent because I ended up I was doing cards on whatnot a little bit, and then I started doing cards on Dibdit, which is on the district app, and then they branched out and have Dibdit cards. So I've been doing every Wednesday evening. I co-host a stream with Keith Vintage Sports Flips, and we do a
Nice.
card show every Wednesday. So like I'm consistent with that, and I want to keep my cards over there. It just became, I always use the, not an excuse, but the thing is that most of the people that when I was selling on whatnot, it was a lot of people. I got a lot of followers from you and Paul, like supporters that, and then I was like trying to do card things. I wasn't like getting people into my show that they probably weren't interested in cards, and then
Yeah.
I kind of like burnt out from that. It was tough. And over there, I get the I like it's not the pressure. It's like they have a co-hosting stream. Have you looked at District at all? Have you?
I haven't. I kind of thought I think about it, and I've been listening to different people and their like takes on it and stuff. It right now it seems at the stage where it's not really worth my time or energy to dig any deeper. So I've never downloaded the app or anything,
Oh, okay.
but it's there. It's like in the back of my mind, but I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know how it works or anything.
They have like a really cool like last fall when we did the t-shirt battle that you ran, and
Okay.
we like did the co-streaming. I don't know necessarily if this would have worked because we both the whoever is competing t-shirt battle. If you haven't heard of one of these, people will put up a t-shirt. There'll be two people. They'll each put up a t-shirt and they'll bid, and whoever has the highest bid gets to pick which shirt they want. And the other one goes away. But on like the co-streaming, uh, if you touch, there's a listing and you touch it, the money goes to you, and if I start the listing, the money comes to me. We're co-streaming, so we can simulcast a show at the same time, and our money's just evenly dispersed. So it doesn't necessarily work on a T-shirt thing, but the nice thing about like just running a show with someone is that we don't have to like disperse the money, figure that part out. Our shipping's
Yeah.
different, like that. That's a cool thing to do. Like you
That's
you don't
good
have.
to know that DibDid is or District is, like, doing that or has the capability to do that because that's been one thing that people have been requesting for Whatnot to do for a while,
Mm,
but they haven't really been pushing it because, yeah, co-hosting and dual streaming, that it really elevates a show, right? Because you have 2 different personalities, you have people that really like this person and people that really like this person, and now they're gonna like, you're just doubling up your audience and stuff. And it makes the stream more interesting, so likely the bids will get a little bit higher, they'll stay longer because they wanna see options from both.
so you think they're
And,
different?
I think that's one of the big reasons why people don't do it more so is because you can only do it with people that you trust to send you the money and to
Yeah,
ship their items, you know? So it's
yeah.
kind of it's one of those things that it's like, at some point you don't even want to get involved with that. But if they had the option, yes, where you hit like, okay, this is gonna be Jen's, this is gonna be Dan's, and the money automatically goes to you, and then the shipping labels automatically go to the right person. That's yeah,
The other
that's
thing,
nice. That's very
their
nice.
other thing is their shipping is nicer, where you can use pirate ship, you can buy labels. They come from Shippo,
Yeah.
and or you could and then you could use UPS, FedEx, or whatever. Like you don't have to use like whatnot. To me, their shipping feels like Macari shipping. It's just like crazy. And so the show I just did on Sunday. This is my fault too because I know I'm gonna cough. Hold on. I made a comment in your chat the other day, something about the shipping, and you said it might be a user error, but it like I gave away 3 packs of cards and a gift card, and I was gonna do I did first class shipping, but I marked it down as 1 to 3 ounces. So I should have done 0 to 1 ounce
Mhm.
because it somebody ended up winning two. So it gave it 6 ounces, which automatically, like, made the shipping ground advantage.
Yeah.
So then, like, my show and then I sold a few items. My show, after fees and everything, I netted negative $1.86. That's how much I'm, like, I went in not expecting to sell anything. I was just, like, gonna do I was like, "I wanna be consistent. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be consistent today, and I'm gonna just do a couple giveaways, and then just because I felt this. So it goes back to how do you make it come? Like how do you come back? And if you're not consistent, I felt weird by just showing up and trying to sell stuff again. Oh, just do a couple giveaways and just hang out, and just trying to just not sell stuff. Like if someone wants to buy stuff, and that turned into people wanting to buy stuff, but I
Yeah.
screwed up my shipping. Like, nah.
Yeah, for me, like for the envelope shipping, I give away a lot of Pokemon pack cards, or I might even do like a car air freshener. Um, I put 2 ounces, so I just use a custom weight, and I use 2 ounces
How do
for
you do
those
that?
because
You
if
do
I
touch
use
it?
just huh?
You can do custom?
Yeah, you can custom all of your stuff. Like so that when you say the shipping on Whatnot, it seems more like Macari. I feel like it's a lot closer to eBay, with the
Oh.
exception of you can only use USPS. So like you can
Mm.
only use USPS, but you can customize all, like make complete shipping profiles. You can do where only like 5 items can go in one box, or these items can go, 2 to a
I've heard you
separate
say that.
box, or this can ship priority while this ships ground. Like it's actually a lot more capable, which is like eBay, right? Because
Yeah,
it can be more complex because you have more options. But
it is easier.
yeah, so I never use the 1 to 3 or 4 to 7 or 8 to
Yeah.
11, because it's you either cheat the not cheat, but either your buyer loses out on some ounces, or you as a seller end up like overpaying for shipping,
Yes.
or like if it's giveaways. So
That's
yeah, I just use the
oh,
custom 2 ounce, and
I'm
then
gonna have
I just do 0 to 1 for like stickers or a gift
I'm
card.
gonna I'm gonna have to look now because I feel so stupid. I've been complaining about that for months. I did a show. I
So
wrote them so many emails because I did a show where I sold like a big box of basketball cards, and it
uh,
was 4 pounds or something. And the option I picked, it was 2 to 5 pounds. So it automatically put it at 5 pounds, which I had a default on there. Anything 5 pounds or more goes ground advantage. So it took away the flat rated fee, and I ended up paying like 12 something for the shipping when I was supposed to be like, well, I thought it was 877, but it was 921. I'm
yeah,
sorry, keep talking.
no, you're fine. Yeah, the shipping it's increased to 921 now.
Oh
But
my
yeah, you can
god.
do that where like if you have a couple of really heavy items and you're like, I kind of want to ship these items by themselves. I don't want to bundle them with everything. You can create your custom shipping profile that says up to 5 pounds, only this one item shipped separately. So if you have like a flat rate for everything else, and somebody say they buy like 5 other items, all of those would bundle into one shipping label that you can ship flat rate. But then that one item
Mm.
will automatically charge the buyer additional shipping, and it will provide you with a label for that. So
That makes
that's like
okay.
all. You just have to set up your profiles like based on what you
All
sell.
right, so I'm just lazy. I'm just a lazy whatnot.
So when you asked him, I was of course just teasing you, but in my mind I'm like, most of the time it's just user error. But when it was you, I was like, I'm just gonna tell Dan it's just user error to like stress you out.
Hmm. No, I mean, it's okay. That makes because I was watching Brian and Tracy Jack's Treasures. I was watching their show last week, and they had all these gigantic items, and I was like watching the show. I'm like, why is it shipping like that? They must have custom SKUs, like a custom.
Yeah,
Um,
they
they
could,
like
yeah, they could do that, or they could just have it ground and just have very accurate weights, and then just
okay.
ship everything in one big box. Like not have the priority flat
I don't
rate,
think they
just
get.
have
My
priority
gosh,
and ground.
you should have seen the stuff they were selling. It was. I mean, I like brand new, not brand new, but like in box video game systems, like 4 or 5, like in the box still
Wow.
in one show. I'm like,
Yeah. Wow.
I don't,
Yeah.
Jen, I
I
don't know.
think I think that helps a lot. If once you get shipping down, it's less stressful and you're not as afraid to run big items that will draw people and that people will want and that you found for a good deal, but they're big and bulky.
I never know what to
Yeah,
run.
once you get the shipping down.
What's something if someone's this is always turn every week I say I don't want to do Q&As, but I don't know what else to do. But I'm gonna pick your brain because you're a very hard person to get a hold of sometimes to talk to. Okay. But so if someone's just starting off on selling, doesn't have to be live selling on whatnot, but because it could be what other. Let's just say whatnot. Like what do you start? What do you start with selling? What would you
Well,
start with selling?
okay, so if like somebody's watching this and they've never really understood the concept of selling, but they're like, "Oh, I'd like to resell, make a little extra money," that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
I mean, that, Dan, that goes definitely kind of way back to the start, which would be items that you would put in a garage sale, really, like similar items. If you're doing a clear out, like what do you have there? And let's see how, like, while you learn, because you don't want to invest any money in it at the beginning while you're learning, because there's chances that you're going to
I'm
have
still learning,
hiccups and
Jen.
make mistakes, and
Yeah.
things might break in shipping because you don't know how to package it yet, or
That's
you're
it.
going to have to pay extra money because you somehow undercharge shipping or whatever it is. So I would definitely just scoop up items around your house that you would sell in garage sale, that you would donate, but like not trash, because you definitely don't want to, you definitely don't ever really want to sell trash if you can avoid it, because you're setting
I
yourself
try
up
not
for
to.
problems. But I mean, after that, it's really kind of things that you're familiar with, things that you know, right? Like it's a lot easier to sell something that you know about versus something you have no knowledge on, because
Yes.
one, you can upsell the item that you know, because you can explain it. Like you can hold this up and be like, this is a Pokemon Lisa Frank play with, you have Charizard, you have Bulbasaur. If somebody doesn't know that this is a play on like Lisa Frank Pokemon, they don't know the characters, they might just be like, this is a drink vessel. And so, it's like, well, am I going to list this and say drink vessel and just hope that the photo like draws attention, or am I going to be like super descriptive? Now, nice thing is like AI is around everywhere, so you can maybe snap a photo and just let
Just take
AI
over.
figure it out. But it's better to like have knowledge on what you're selling, I think.
Yeah, all right. Because I'm doing a. Well, I was gonna honestly today. I was going to take all my stuff down that I was gonna do. My show I had scheduled. I don't know, Monday or Tuesday. I was supposed to do it. I rescheduled it for Friday, and then today I was like, you know what? I'm just listing this stuff on eBay. Forget it. I'm not gonna do it. I just not gonna do it. And then I go on my show notes, and I have people who have put the bell on for some items. I have a pre-bid on something, so I'm like, all right, I guess I got to do my show now. Like,
And that's
or
tomorrow, so that's the one tomorrow you're going to do?
yeah, so yeah, it'll be Friday. I'm gonna do it now. I have a bid. Like, I did that one time. I rescheduled the show where someone had bid on something, and I felt awful. So at least I'm gonna sell them that item. But now I have to
Yeah.
find some other items to list. I haven't sourced all week, and I'm gonna probably add this. I have a dress. I think it's a dress. It's a. Do you see that, J Jill? Do
J. Jill?
you like J Jill? Is that a good brand?
It's a nice
Oh, you
brand.
don't sound like it's very good.
It's not
Oh,
as good as it once was, because I used to
oh
pick up J. Jill all the time. When I was listed on Poshmark, I was listed on eBay. J. Jill was usually pretty good no matter what you picked up.
yeah.
Now, but again, Dan, I really only compare to Whatnot, so it's hard. Like that's why I'm like, it's a good brand, but it's not necessarily a brand that Whatnot
That's
craves.
my
So
problem.
I don't know.
That's my pro. That's my. I swear that's my biggest problem. Because I'm so people that listen to me on this podcast and on anywhere else I talk is constantly they're like, just stop doing it. But like I sell I call it like basically mall branded clothing, like men's clothing and shoes. Like that's what I sell. Like I don't like I have to find what I can, but then I'll hear, "Dang, you'd be such a good life seller. You're so great at it. You're so amazing." And then I'm like, "All right, what am I selling?" They're like, "You gotta find what you want to sell." I'm like, well, what the heck am I supposed? I've tried every category, Jen. I don't know. I have never any idea what I'm supposed to sell. So I had Chris flip the world on, and he's like, "Just ask the people in your show, what do you want from me?" So I tried that, and I had crickets, crickets in my chat.
I
Yeah.
feel like, I don't know, from when I was watching you and what you had fun doing and what seemed to do pretty well, is you've always seemed to have pretty good success with the graphic tees,
Mm.
and then an assortment of garage sale, like some plush, some toys, a handful of like games, those kind of things. So I felt like if you focused on nostalgic items like vintage or modern repops, graphic t-shirts, like sports memorabilia. Like I feel like that's the ideal for the garage sale category, storage unit category, estate sale
I have
category,
too
kind
much
of.
show in storage. I can't find the garage sale category.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
they did away with garage sale category. Everybody's just doing storage unit category now, but or it just might be hiding like within that category.
Mm.
But it's the storage unit category is really like on the uptick. So I would just do it under storage unit category because that's I don't think garage sale category ever really found a big like boom.
The thing
But storage unit category has.
with the garage sale category, I knew. So when I first started, what Jen's, it's Jen's fault. I'm on Whatnot to begin with, honestly, because I was just like instantly was like, I have no desire to do that. I'm not doing that because I felt like you had to be you have to be consistent. You have to be on there, and I was at the time I was still doing YouTube, and I felt like if I want to be on YouTube, like I don't want to be spending all my time, and at that point I was like I didn't want to. I stopped hanging out in lives on YouTube because I wasn't getting my work done. Like I'm not
Yeah.
going to go on a selling platform, hang out in lives, and then spend my money when I'm supposed to be working, which that's what it's turned into. But I it's like yeah, it's kind of intriguing. Like maybe I could try it. Kept on. I was like asking Jen here and there questions. Dan, just sign up. I'm like, all right, I'll just sign up. And it's been like almost 2 years now. But anyway, I don't remember when I first started. I think I got in the garage sale category, and I mean, yeah, I mean, because I didn't know what to sell. I had no idea what
Yeah,
to
and
sell.
you fell in what a lot of people fall in, the adrenaline rush of it, like the raid trains, the dressing up, the holiday, the theme shows, the community portion of it. That's like what pulls a lot of sellers in. But then it gets a little bit overwhelming. You lose control and
Oh,
you lose sight of what you're supposed to actually be doing. And I think you're very capable to just go live and do your shows consistently without having to,
yeah,
swipe
you nailed it
viewers and
there.
attention from everywhere else.
I liked
But
doing
like
all
for
those.
cards, that one you do have to kind of mingle and get your name out there. So it would be like, okay, if you're gonna sell cards, find other card collectors and card sellers. And how you do that is you go into card streams and just start talking about favorite teams. Because a lot of the times, like in a Pokemon show, like I'll go and how do I start a conversation? I'll just ask like, oh, do you have any of my favorite Pokemon? Or like, oh, my favorite set is this. And then like it just starts like a conversation of people who are passionate about the same thing. That's something easy you can do than sports cards. And you don't know these people. There should be no reason to where you feel like obligated to buy or spend versus you're just letting people know like I'm here, I also enjoy this, and then
You
maybe
haven't
they
met
click on
me.
your profile and then they go and bookmark your
You
shows.
haven't met me, Jen. I feel anytime I meet anyone, I'm like, I probably need to buy something from you right now. That's how I feel.
You're so
I
fun.
used to play
Hey,
when I played.
did you finalize your rewards program?
I haven't. I was debating on uh because that okay. I wish they would just like have a simple like just if you're just getting started. Because so this is weird too. I watched Jen's video. Jen had she has great videos on the last couple you've done on just Whatnot. Very very informative. But I was watching the one and wanted to just hate message you about the stupid rewards program because I'm like I don't know how to do it. That's gonna cost me. It's just gonna end up costing me more money. So anyway, I'm gonna cough again. So uh anyway, I'm like, let me figure it out. If I'm coming back and I'm gonna do it, if I'm gonna be consistent, like, all right, I'm gonna try this rewards thing too, and and then I'll feel guilty about having these programs, and then maybe this will help me like get people. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna help me do. But I was looking. I'm like, I don't know what to make these rewards, and I never get past silver with people, and it doesn't show you like what other people have you making you do. So then I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just guessing. You should have seen the stuff I was making people gonna do at first. I'm glad I didn't publish it before. I had people like for the last step they'd have to buy like 80 items, 80 items. It was crazy. I thought it was like a cumulative. It was crazy.
It's not. Yeah, no, it's not cumulative. So that's like that's one of the big things when people first do it is that they don't realize like it starts over once you hit every tier.
It's so stupid.
Um, I liked yours. I mean, I felt like yours was pretty solid. The only thing is that I worry about is that like you're giving free money, like the dollar off with no minimum purchase. And
That's
if you do
that's.
decide to do,
I'm just gonna flash it up for people. I
yeah,
don't have
yeah, so they can see, yeah. So
if you're
um
watching.
like so for woohoo rookie, first of all, I love your names, I love your titles on the achievements. That's fun, right? That's part of
Yeah,
it, is people like
yeah,
that. It's very personal. I think that matters. But yeah, for the first one, they don't have to spend $1. They don't have to spend any money. And then if they unlock Woohoo Rookie, which is like your bronze tier, they get free dollar off. Now, what if you decide to run something for $1? They get it completely free,
yeah,
right? Which is
yeah.
it's not a lot of money, sure, but that might not entice them to buy something else because they're like, well, I got this free, I'm good, I don't want to spend anything else. Or and then you don't really make money off of that. Now, if you're starting everything no less than $2, then that works out pretty good because it's like, okay, they get 50% off. You're still making some money with the purchase, even though it's a little bit. So that's like if you ever plan on running anything for $1, I would change that to where you get like $1 off of a minimum $2 purchase or more. Because then that will just incentivize somebody for that extra swipe. Because they're
Okay.
like, well, I have $1 off. I'm willing to pay $1. I'll just swipe that extra swipe and save me $1 and only pay $1. But having increasing rewards, yeah. So then it's like, okay, now you have the $1 off, and then you have the discount, the 10%. I think that's really good, that because the idea is to give as many coupons as you can within reasonable amount so that people buy more from you. If you only give
Yeah.
one really good coupon, then they may only buy one item and then never buy again. But if you give them like then you open it up to where it's like they get 10% off coupons. They get they get $2 off coupons. Like that's the smart thing to do, is because you want to give more coupons at a smaller amount so that people get hooked, and then they get a little bit closer to the next tier. And then they're like, well, I'm only 3 purchases away from my next one, I want to unlock that. So it incentivizes them to shop with you because they know they're saving money and they're achieving a goal, versus shop with somebody new or somebody who doesn't have rewards because they're not on the path to unlocking a goal.
Uh,
So I like your rewards. It's just the only feedback
that's.
is maybe change the $1 off of a minimum $2 or more purchase, or just tell yourself you're not going to run anything for $1. You're going to start $2 minimums.
I mean, that's kind
Um,
of basically what I don't. I don't. Very rarely do I ever run anything for $1.
yeah,
I've had in
then
my
I
because
think you're good. I would try them like that. I mean,
I was
the
shocked that you're
the
saying
cool
this.
thing, yeah, I
Yesterday
liked
you
them.
asked
I
me if
did.
you want to talk about it today or let you know because and I asked Brian and Tracy to look at mine too, and they had the same thing about giving the $1. But I found a video from Resell Maven
Mhm.
on
Amanda,
whatnot.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. And she was kind of. I was listening to the way she did hers. Like she had a whole video where she broke down how she did it, and I'm like, all right, I can kind of see because most of my stuff I don't like. I don't sell. I mean, if I get $7 or $8 for something, I'm like, that's a freaking win.
Woohoo!
Yes, like that's. I'm not complaining either. I'm just saying like. So
Yeah.
like my numbers have to be. That's why I didn't think I don't. Not 100% sure it's going to be great for me. But if I'm starting now, it's when is it? It ends. It's like only a month before 2 months. I don't know. It's not that long before it.
It's every quarter.
Okay. Oh, the quarter.
So it's this one started March 2nd, I think, or something like that.
So I guess it's a little bit longer.
Shoot,
I
I
was
can't
thinking
remember.
if I did it, if I screwed something up, I can fix it later. Because
But yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna.
already almost, I would say, almost halfway through with this season. You can't
Okay,
fix anything. Once you make it,
I
it's
haven't
locked
published
in.
mine either. I haven't. I've been
Yeah,
waiting.
once you publish it, you can't go back and edit. You can always reach out to Whatnot and ask them to remove it if you feel like it's just screwing over your business. But yeah, all you can do, but they give you good analytics. Like the analytics are really good now. I mean, I've been doing it since it came out, and it compares all of my previous months, and it shows me, and I can see like how well I've done. One thing that people get hung up on is they're like, oh, I gave away $1,000 in coupons last season. That doesn't tell me anything. That I don't know if that's good or bad for you. How much money did you make last season? And so I think people stop doing the rewards because they're like, oh, I gave away too much money in coupons. It's like, no, you
Oh,
don't give that money away. You present a sale so that people buy from you. So actually
a lot of people
comparing the
switch.
data
They
that they
don't.
give you, yeah, I mean,
Oh.
it's I don't know, people are scared when they see like, oh,
It's
this is how much
intimidating.
coupons.
Oh, it's intimidating to think of how much like little bit of money I was making, and they're like, all right, I'm giving coupons away now too. On top of,
Yeah.
oh yeah, let's do a giveaway here too. Like,
Yeah.
okay, when does Dan make some money here? No offense, but that's I want to make some money. Like I need.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I mean, and that is like it is. So I will say, like for mine, I've been very happy with how my rewards are set up. And they're like on Sundays when everything's said and done, sometimes on Sunday, which I don't share a lot of numbers because things get like sticky, but on Sundays, a lot of the times if people spend $250 in coupons with me on a Sunday, that doesn't hurt me or bother me at all because, and I'll explain this in a way that I don't think I've ever really explained it, because on Sundays I'm cashing out $5,000 to $6,000.
oh,
And before all of this happened,
payday,
there was no
Jen's payday
coupons.
Sunday.
Like
Sorry.
I'm cashing out 2 or 3,000. So okay, am I spending $250 on coupons? No. No, I'm saving that 250, but I'm also making half, more than 50% like of the money that I can make. And the thing is that when people have a coupon, especially your buyers who they get more coupons and more coupons, they already know that they're willing to spend. They're willing to spend $2 with you, $3 with you, $5 with you. Now they have a coupon and they're willing to bid higher because after their coupon, they're still paying what they're willing to pay. But the new people who are coming in, they don't know any of that. And they just see your faithful, loyal buyer setting the bar. So
Yeah,
they're like, well, shoot, I want that. So I have to bid this much. And these are the new people. So now they're bidding more because your loyal buyers are setting the bar higher. And so that's what gets your bids up higher. And I see, and I've seen that for months in my shows. And I've tried to explain it a couple times to people that I don't care that I'm losing $250, $300 a show in giving away coupons, because I've seen it and I've looked at my numbers, I've looked at the data, I've looked at my shows grow, I've looked at my bids grow, my average price per sell, there's always 1 or 2 extra swipes. And if you pay attention to who that 1 or 2 extra swipes might be leading the charge, it's always the returning buyers who are continuously unlocking tier after tier. And they're not always winning because you have new buyers. So new buyers are still outbidding them, but they're setting the standard. The standards aren't here at just $1. The standards are here at $4 or $5. And that comes with time. So you're not going to see that necessarily right away. And if you're not really paying attention, you might miss it. But it's like a beautiful kind of dance. That's like the fun part of the auctions, I think. It adds in a really cool element.
it's. Do you have anyone at the top your highest tier? Like
I do. Yeah, I think I have 5 of
really?
my diamond members. Yes.
Dang, Jen. Dang.
And my these are just the people that they love to play the white elephant, right? They love it. And the cool thing about the tricky and cool thing about that is once somebody reaches diamond for the next season, they don't go all the way back down to nothing. They go back down to your third tier.
Yeah.
So it's been tricky for me to do my fourth and fifth tier to make sure that it's still achievable for new people, but also not like extremely just easy for my returning buyers to where they've used up all their coupons in 1 month. And now there's 2 months where they don't have any coupons,
Oh
right?
my.
Like I want to make sure that all of my buyers have coupons to last them the whole season, but to also be able to achieve unlocking a new reward.
Okay, so you want to make sure people have coupons for the whole season too,
Yeah.
like from each. All right.
So and I've slowly since it started, I have added. So where people have stopped doing the rewards altogether, I've
Yeah.
added more coupons. I've
Yep.
I've increased the goals a little bit, right? Because I'm starting to grow. So with my growth too, I've increased the goals a little bit, but I've added a lot more coupons. But they're not crazy coupons. They're 10%, they're 15%, they're $5, and with me on my Sunday show to get into a spot, sometimes people are paying 70, 80, $90.
Oh.
So to save 10%, they save $6, $7, $8, $9. And for a free $5. So it depends on your numbers. It depends on like how much you're selling your stuff for, how much you plan to make, how many coupons are a good amount. Like I know you because you mentioned, right, Jack's Treasures, like Brian and Tracy, they did which I think it was last season where they gave like 102% off coupons, I think, something like that. And I feel like that's the right mentality, is like give 100 so they can buy with you nonstop and always have a coupon. But the 2% it's almost like it's unappealing a little. So it's kind of finding that blend of like, okay, how about 5%, but you only get 50 of them? Because realistically, if somebody buys 100 items from you, like that's crazy good. So it's all about your numbers. So I don't know what would be the best for you based on necessarily your numbers, but because I have an idea of how you sell and like how you source and how much you ideally would get or want to get for your items, I feel like yours are pretty good. I feel like yours are nice on
All
track.
right.
So
I spent a whole morning on it.
yeah.
After, I mean, the ones I had were just absolutely crazy. Well, and I was like, I was so nervous. I'm like, these are nuts. They're never. I don't know if I sent those to you. They were crazy. They're like, this is never gonna work. But I was all right. And then when you asked if I wanted to hear this last night, I'm like, she's gonna tell me these are dumb. So I don't. I don't want to. I don't want to know
Well,
that
it was
right
going to
now.
be tricky. It felt like it would have been tricky to explain it in message. So then I was like, maybe I'll just call in and explain it. I was like, maybe I'll just leave it. Like, do you just want me to wait? I'll explain it during the,
Yeah,
the
yeah. Because
podcast.
I was dying yesterday. I did a I I thought I could sit and do cards yesterday, card show, and my head was just exploding the whole time for the hour. And then I was just like, I like had a, I was scared. Well, this hasn't been too bad. Today I've been actually functioning, kind of. I guess. I think this is functioning, Jen. I'm probably functioning a little bit.
Yeah, you'll turn it around. You'll be pumped and stuff, and you'll be ready. You're gonna plan all these shows. You're gonna be like, all right, Dip Dit, I'm coming for you 5 days a week. All right, whatnot, I'm coming 3 days a week. But then after a week, you'll just quit everything.
I don't. Maybe I don't. I don't ever intend to quit. I don't. Oh my god, I'm the worst. I just don't like. I don't feel well. I'm like, I don't feel like doing it. I'm not doing this. And then I'd rather just sit there and list the stuff. So
I
I'm like, all
love
right,
the
I'll just.
episode with you, Joe, and Mike. And it's you. At one point, Mike got kind of quiet, and you're like, Mike, tell me what you think. He's like, I've already told you what I think, and I always tell you what I think, and I give you my best advice, and I share my opinions, and you never listen to any.
I know. I know.
He's
Mike
like,
always.
for years now, you don't listen to.
He always tells me, poor Mike. Sorry, Mike.
Me.
I told him. I called him. So I went back on the reseller leftovers podcast.
Yeah, oh
And
goodness.
I called Mike to tell him the January house, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "So what are you gonna do with your podcast?" I'm like, "I'm gonna do both." So like, yeah, why wouldn't I? Like, try to do two podcasts at one time, and then try to do, oh yeah, I'm gonna make videos. oh yeah, I'm gonna sell over here on whatnot. I'm gonna sell on Dib. I'm gonna sell over here. Like I'm gonna do eBay, Poshmark. The only thing I've done is take down all my listings on Macari. Like I quit selling on Macari.
Okay.
I don't know what my plan was with taking all. Oh, because I ended and sold similar all my eBay listings for like January, so then it messed up my like cross listing. So like I'm gonna take down all my listings and restart from nothing. And then on Poshmark, I couldn't figure out how to take all my listings down. So then I was like, well, I guess I'm just done listing on Macari now, so I'm not gonna do that anymore. And I'm gonna cough again. Yeah, I mean, I want to try things, and then I never see anything through. I never like. I mean, I guess I try like it's been almost 2 years I've been trying on whatnot, and then
Yeah.
I'll burn out, and then I'll take a few months off, and then I'll come usually in the wintertime, and then I'll come back in the spring, and then it's springtime right now. Birds are chirping, Jen. Call me
I
when.
don't birds are chirping. I don't think I don't know if you have more trouble with the consistency or if you have more trouble with pacing yourself. Like I feel like if you found a good rhythm, a good pace,
That's a good point.
I feel like it's the pace. Yeah, cuz you either because you get excited, you do, and you go. It's like somebody who starts a diet, right? Like they're gonna start a diet. They're like, that's it. I'm not eating carbs. I'm not eating sugar. I'm not eating any of it. Well, they fail in like 2 or 3 days because it's kind of unrealistic and it's a little bit too much, too fast, and it's like too overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the same thing with what you're doing. Like, and Mike, when you're doing another podcast now. I think I feel the same way. Like, Dan, this is a cycle. You're gonna get burned out with YouTube, and then you're gonna quit all three, and then you're not gonna be on YouTube for like 2 months versus just staying like in a rhythm of like, okay, and now this works great. It's worked well. You haven't had any hiccups. Now you can add on like something else if you want. That's kind of the same thing with I feel like whatnot where you go in like hard and you're ready to just get traction back and going. But if you just sit back and you just do one show 1 to 2 hours a week and you're like, okay, I'm going to be on a minimum an hour, maximum two if I can do the time, and I'm going to do it in this category on this day at this time, and I'm going to sell the same thing but add in extra stuff or like the same type of things. I feel like it would be a trickle, like, and then it would slowly grow, but I don't think you would get burned out. I don't think you would get overwhelmed. And then once you find a smooth rhythm, then you can say, okay, maybe I'll do an extra show a week now. Or maybe I'll start saying yes to raid trains and start doing like one raid train a week. That's more so I that's what I feel like with you. I'm like the consistency is hard,
Yeah.
yes, but it's finding that rhythm, which,
So
balance all of
you
that.
got
It's
back
like
into Ray Trains because you quit Ray Trains, right? And then I see you do
I
them
did.
now.
I quit because I was doing too many and I
Mhm.
was getting burned out. And I'm like, I can't put all this energy and effort into raid trains. And then it hurts my own shows. And then I want to push my shows back or I want to change my show days or I mentally like I'm too overstimulated where I just don't want to people today because I peopled so much with, raid trains. And so I pulled back, but I've trickled in and I do a couple more. Like I've done some now, but I have to keep it to a big minimum because everybody's doing rate trains and I can't start to say yes because then I'm like, well, I said yes to them, but I haven't said yes to them. And I should say yes to them, but I already told them no. I can't tell them no again. So for me, it's kind of easier to just like cold
No.
turkey stop. And I tell everybody, no, thank you. Not right now. I can't participate, but I appreciate you. And but now I do a couple here and there as long as it's not overwhelming, and as long as it doesn't if they're on
Interfere.
Sundays, I usually avoid them because I'm like, nope, Sunday, that's payday for me. I can't do anything else. I got to put all my energy in my main show. Um, but any other day I try to do one a week or
That's
so.
appeal. I mean that's the appealing. That's the part that keeps driving me back to whatnot is that you said Sunday is your payday. It's the day you. I mean You said you were like a reasonable. I mean, to be on that long, but if you made that much, I wouldn't even have to be on that long, and I made part of that. I would be happy. You're like done for the basically almost the week. So you don't have to do
Yeah.
anything. I mean, you have to do
Yeah.
things, but that's the appealing part of whatnot. That's the appealing part is that you're just kind of if you just do it one time. But then there's a part of me that's like, I don't know if that in like 3 weeks on Sunday if I want to get up and do it. Like I might want to, because I might like not feel like doing it. I might want to lay in bed and watch a movie
Yeah.
for a little. What did I watch last
And
night?
I mean, and that's your own like struggle with your own discipline.
Oh
And
yeah,
yeah, which it took me a long time, but yeah, eventually you kind of got to do what you got to do if
you
you
got to
want to
make
be
money.
where you
Yeah,
want to be, you
yeah, because
know?
I need to make some money. So I'm not. I'm talking out loud, people. I'm not saying I am. Not. Don't sick Ray on me. Tell me I'm lazy. That hurt my feelings, Ray.
Good job, Ray. Hey, how come you're not going to Nashville?
'Cause I don't make enough money. I don't make enough money. I'll be honest. I don't make enough. I haven't. This year's been rough. People don't want to hear my reasoning. I talk about it continuously, but the floor project at the house has just been a. We got floors put in the house, and I took off, which makes no sense that we're in April, and since like November I've been talking about it, and then put my like upside down. I feel like on my everything I do. I like never got back into my. I'm gonna cough. I'm gonna cough. Yeah, I just don't have the I don't have the extra money to spend to go take a trip. Like I would
Yeah.
love I honestly Nashville's like one of the like places I've been wanting to go to since I've been a big country music fan. So like since 2003 I've been wanting to go to Nashville. And yeah, I would like to go. But
I remember you saying that one time, and that was back when last year that didn't happen. I thought maybe Dan is going to focus on like going this year, I'm excited, like, and I get it. Even if you have the money to go, sometimes you got to consider, is it worth it, right? Like, is the cost worth going? And for me, I know a lot of people, especially if they're going to drive, they're going to source there and they're going to really focus on like paying for the trip.
yeah,
But for me, I'm like, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to have to stress about it. I don't have to worry about bringing stuff back. So I need to like know that I'm able to go pay the money and not
worry
like
about it.
make any money back to cover the trip. And so I was kind of with that for a little while, but I said, I got to do it because there's so many people that I've never met before and I've known online for years. And I feel like doing that and continuously like meeting some new faces here and there, it keeps this job fun, and it keeps
Yeah.
it from being like just tedious and boring. And you never know the conversations you can have with somebody that sparks an idea or that you can get information on like for sourcing, or you can just like bounce off energy that you can't bounce off with other people in your life because
Mhm.
they don't understand what you do.
You went
So
to
so I'm
a
I'm really excited about going.
you did a meetup last fall, right? In Dallas, right? Was it Dallas with
Yeah, so I went, so Fundamentals and Regina Michelle, they did the Hump Day Hangout, their first ever meetup last year in Dallas. And that was really my first like meetup. That was
mm,
that was the first time I've ever, and so and that, I think that's what it is, that went so good. It was so smooth. It was just nothing but like a fun time. I felt like I had known those people for a long time. I just felt normal. And I was
mhm,
like, "Oh, okay, this isn't weird at all." It just felt like we were friends, just met up together to hang out. And that right there was like the spark to, if I can do more, I want to do more. If I need to have like I'm working, I'm gonna do a pop-up show tonight. I have a show tomorrow. I'm doing a show Saturday. I'm doing a show Sunday morning only because Easter. And then I'm gonna do a show Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I have to, because I'm like, I've got to work harder to like make up the money for that, but also I'm not going to have a payday that weekend. because I'll be gone. So I won't have my show Sunday. So I'm like,
Oh,
now I also have to make up. So that's where it becomes an expensive trip. Like, okay, mine only, like my plane ticket was 200. I'm staying with Flip and Mimi. We're traveling together, and so we're splitting the hotel. So the hotel is costing me 200. So that's $400. But realistically, I'm losing out on 5,000 that I would make on my payday day.
oh,
So ultimately, like it's an expensive trip for me. And
yeah.
so I'm like, well, I can make that up though. So I'm doing more shows like that I would normally do because I'm trying to still make up that paycheck. So instead of doing my payday on Sunday, I'm splitting it up during the week now.
Oh,
So I'm
that's
like,
nice.
okay, so technically I'm still making my paycheck, you know?
Yeah, I honestly, I think I would. I'm gonna pencil myself in for. Hopefully, they do it next year. I did. I went to
I think they will.
uh I went to Kentucky last summer for the 127 highway sale 127, and then I met up with Joe the Philly Picker, Jimmy Old School Flips, Kevin Commonwealth Picker, Tim over the years, Carrie American Arbitrage, Lady Arbitrage Dawn, Jake J Ride Flips. Who else was in there? Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. Mike Death Pile Picker, and like I loved it. Like I was worried about it the whole time. I was worried about like finances. But like
Yeah.
all right, I saved up a little. I saved up enough to go. I said I would go. I went, and I didn't go with any pressure. Oh, Rod picking and punching too. I'm sorry, Rod, if he's listening. I think I got everyone. I might have missed someone, but I had such a good time. I really liked it. It was fun, and I just it's always I don't know how many times I've signed up for stuff, and then it's always my finances. I never want to spend money, and then I'll maybe have it, and then I don't want to lose it, and then but right now I don't really have that. I don't have a buffer right now. You need like that buffer.
Yeah.
I spent my buffer kind of just
Yeah.
surviving the last few months. So I'm
That's how
grateful.
I was last year was like the worst year of my life. I mean, I'm not even like exaggerating. Literally last year was the worst year of my life.
Oof.
Uh Personal, my personal life, my finances, because then like my personal life was just such a disaster that all I could do to like just survive life was to put energy into my business.
Mm,
So it actually made me work very hard for my business, but I was like working nonstop, and every single extra bit of money that I had, I'm like going back. It's going back in the business. That's it. I'm not I don't have I was like I don't have like I you have an emergency fund or whatever. I'm like I have that, but I was like I have no play money. There I have no buffer. I can't afford to spend money to go do anything fun because I'm just like staying so focused. And so I missed out. I missed out on a lot of stuff last year, and I'm like, I can't. Like, the priorities was not taking trips. I couldn't. Not even kind of close trips or anything. That was not a priority. And so I feel like all of that work that I did last year and a little bit of sacrifice and all that, I'm
yeah,
seeing some of the reward this year,
that's
but
good.
it's because then I told myself I want to get to a point where I can travel a little bit next year. So nothing crazy, but a little bit. And so that's the same thing. Like next year, what's going to happen? Are there same meetups? Do I want to go to the same ones? Are there different ones that I haven't been to? Do I maybe want to try a different one? And yeah, I think that it comes down to priority. It comes down to finances. It comes
Yeah,
down to headspace.
I'm
So
always worried. I
maybe
don't
this
ever know
year
if I'll
wasn't
ever
your
be
year,
happy.
but next year will be.
Hopefully, yeah. Fingers crossed. That's why I keep on like, all right, because I'm sitting around. Like, I only want to list so much. I like, okay, I list this stuff on eBay, and then like, okay, maybe I can sell this stuff fast. Let me try it on these shows, and then I end up with a mountain of stuff that
Well,
I'm
you
looking
gotta
at.
go sourcing too and find some fresh stuff that you're excited about listing. If you haven't been sourcing in a while,
No, yeah, I haven't. No, I haven't been. I went last Saturday. I think is when I got some. I was excited about my show at the time, but then I'm like, as the week's gone on, I'm like, I don't know if I'm excited. Here, I'll show you. Like, I have.
yeah.
Like I have this little plush. I think this is like a Chuck E. Cheese plush.
That is Chuck E. Cheese.
It's a Fiesta. Like I thought it. I think, but like I don't. To me, this is like, oh yeah, I'll sell this on. This would be great for whatnot. I don't know if it is, but I'm gonna try it.
Well, that's what I would think too. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. Like nostalgic. I feel like Chuck E. Cheese still exists, so it's current, but it's also nostalgic
And then
to adults who went when they were
I showed
kids.
this a few times. I don't have the batteries in it. It's a dancing.
Oh, he's cute.
It's dancing Mickey
He's
Mouse.
cute.
He sings. I'm pressing the buttons, and I know there's nothing in there. But
I
I have a
feel
couple
like Disney is so hot right now, Dan. The Disney category is crazy blowing up. There's so many
You
Disney
have to be
vibes.
invited in to do a show over there. I heard.
Yeah. You should do if you find a lot of miscellaneous Disney items, I would try one in the Disney category and put like vintage Disney or it's a mix of Disney collectibles or whatever as your title. Because I mean a lot of people they play the mystery games and stuff like that, but they're still collectors and there's not very many like collector sellers and vintage sellers, and the few that I've seen, they get pretty decent dollar for their items because
Maybe I should. Well, I'm gonna try to sell that this weekend. I was
yeah,
like,
there's
maybe
a
I
lot
should
of
just make a
sellers or a lot of
just
buyers right now in Disney.
just make a bin of Disney stuff. But then I'll start the bin, and then I'll get 10 in there, and then I won't find any Disney stuff forever. That's me being Downer Dan. I can't do that, like, because that's what happens if you start complaining. That's what's gonna happen to you. So I'm not gonna do that, Jen.
You can't find the worst outcome for every option.
That's how my life. That's how my. I'm not saying anything, Jen. Stop. It's whatever. All right, Jen. I think I took up enough of your time today. I appreciate you coming on. What do you got going
This is
on?
fun, Dan. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad you said yes. What do you got going on? So
I would never say no to you.
you got your you got your show on Sunday. That's your big thing, and then you got another video coming out.
Yeah, it should come out tomorrow morning. So I have, which
Okay.
you actually made me think like maybe I should do my rewards one now, but I was gonna do a rewards when it got a little closer to the next
To the
season
rewards.
starting over. But I have, since my last one I did like shipping supplies, like top reseller shipping supplies. I wanted to go into more details for, or not shipping supplies, but supplies like reseller supplies. And then one of them was shipping, but I didn't go into details because I wanted to go into like these are like the top like shipping supplies and where I get them, how much I pay, where you can get them, kind of a thing.
All right.
But then I have one that I've had ready for tips on whatnot. So my goal for YouTube, because YouTube loves my whatnot videos. They love my whatnot videos, but they also love like my how-to videos and my educational. Like I have a Rothy's how to spot fake Rothy's, how I ship Pokemon cards on YouTube. So I was like, okay, how to set up the rewards program, how to set up custom shipping. So I have like all of these ideas, and I'm trying to gear it more towards whatnot so that the videos get pushed and until I get some traction, and then I can split it up a little bit like to other things. So I don't know what's going to come out tomorrow, which one, but
All right.
it will
Well,
be a video
this will
tomorrow,
be out
Friday.
after that's come out. So then hopefully I'll have it. I'll have all your information down below. But yeah, if you're interested in whatnot stuff, Jen's got some good videos. Watch her shows. Like you can learn a lot like by watching. I've learned a ton from watching you, Jen. I mean, I don't know if you want to. Yeah, you want people me claiming that for the amount of dumpster fire I got going on.
I love it, Dan. It's big
All
praise.
right. Well, I appreciate you coming on. So we're just gonna stop it there.